Every time I want 20K months, here's exactly what I do. Hey, it's your girl Sherry Summerbell, and I'm going to show you my 5-step process to making 20K months. So grab your Diva notebook, your diamond pen, let's go. And as I said, I have my handy dandy notes right here. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So most experts are not stuck because of their offer. They're stuck because they don't have enough buyers entering their world. No, I send this out to my email list and I said, read that again. So I'm going to read that again. They don't have enough buyers entering into their world. And in other words, in layman's terms, not enough people, not enough of their right people know that there exists. And we're going to show you how to fix that. So you might have a good program. You may have a good offer. Your message may even be dialed in, and you may have a valuable framework. But here's the thing. The reason why your sales are inconsistent is so you're trying sometime to fix the wrong thing. So you're thinking, I need to tweak the offer. I need to redesign my funnel, and I need to create more content. I'm that person. I'm that type of person that will throw out the baby with the bathwater because something just seemed like it's not working. But here's the freeing truth. It is not your offer. It is not your offer that is stopping you from 20K months. What's stopping you is your lead generation system. Now, because every 20K months is built on the same simple sequence. Write this down. And I'm going to pull up my handy dandy notebook so we can go over what that looks like. So step one for that, you have to have some type of lead generation system. So when I talk about some type of lead generation system, step one, lead gen, is talking about the one reliable way you get new buyers to enter your world every single day. So what is that one way? Step two, in making your 20K, you need what I call your buyer ready message. This is a message that speaks directly to people who are already in their buying stage. So your buyer ready message. And step three is your sales process. Now, your sales process is a clear path that moves someone from interested to purchase. So that's either your webinar, your email, your low ticket funnel, whatever works for you, but you need some type of sales process. And step four, you need a simple yes offer. Very good. Simple yes offer. Here's what I mean by a simple yes offer. Your offer is super clear and it's a core offer, and it's designed so the right buyer can say yes quickly and experience real, heavy on the real transformation. Now, my favorite is step five, because step five, you repeat this process over and over. Yep, you rinse and repeat the process in step five to get you to your 20K months, right? Your 20K months. Now, that's how business create consistent, predictable revenue. Now, but here's a problem most expert miss when it comes to step one, right here. If step one isn't working, the rest of the other steps right here collapse. So I see so many people are trying to focus here, where in truth of the matter is the attention need to be on lead gen. And no leads mean no conversation, no conversion, no revenue, right? So what I like to pay attention to right now is, I remember when I closed my $500,000 mastermind, and I'm like, how am I going to keep making sales knowing that I just closed majority of my income? And what I realized that as long as I'm focused on this spot right here, my step one, having new buyer, new leads coming in my ecosystem every single day, wouldn't have to worry about the finance part of it because it'll take care of itself. When new people are entering your leads every day and you have a buyer ready message, I mean your message again is dialed in to speak to directly to the people who are ready to buy, this revenue is not a question. So I want to stay there for a second, talk about lead generation, because I never stopped feeding my lead generation. And because I never stopped feeding new people, you may be old to your existing clients that have worked with you, but because you always have new people coming in, you're new to this. They're new eyeballs on your offer, new eyeballs. So I can guarantee you, whenever I look at someone's business and the bottleneck in their business, they don't have enough people to talk to because they don't have enough people coming on their email list. So you need to learn how to build your email list of buyers. Now let's talk about what that means. When I started in the industry, that was one of the biggest things people say, to build your email list, build your email list. And I hesitated to do that. List building is something that I did not look at as priority, because here's why. My first time trying list building, I felt as if I had it dialed in and people was getting on my list, but they weren't buying. And they weren't buying because they will come in to get the thing that they came for, which is a lead magnet that I was offering at the time. And once they got the lead magnet, it was kind of like they opted out. So it was kind of like done. Now, when I redid this and decided to trade it list building for list buying, I made a conscious decision back in about November-ish of last year, which was 2025. I made a conscious decision that instead of having people on my email list that are freebie seekers, I made it intention to get buyers on my list versus getting freebie seekers on my list. So and I did that by adding a low ticket offer at the front of my lead generation system. So this is your system right here. So I added a low ticket. So the people was coming in, they automatically coming in on the front end as buyers versus coming on the front end as freebie seekers. And that I know changed the game for me. That changed the way how we sell, because now you're talking to people who are willing to work with you. They have already proven themselves that they're ready for a change. Because my favorite word to say, you cannot have a transformation without a transaction. So because of that, that one evidence alone changed the type of people that was getting on my email list. Those type of people who was getting on my email list as a buyer versus versus like a freebie seeker, they were high and engaging. They were more engaging. Those type of people, they were looking for the same thing that I was teaching, which is a CPR, consistent predictable revenue, right? And they wanted the same thing. They wanted lead generation. They want sales coming in all the time. They wanted audience that's engaging, and they wanted their time back. They wanted their freedom. In other words, they did not want to make money just on their energy. So having that low ticket kind of answer all of these other things that I just said: engaging, consistent, predictable revenue, time and freedom. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because buyers into your ecosystem keep everything easily flowing. So if you build a email list of buyers, and if you don't have an email list of buyers, you're missing this in your business. Even if you say I have a gentleman that told me he had an email list of 70,000 people, and I'm like, man, is it consistent? Are you making consistent revenue? And he's like, no. And I'm like, why not? Why not? Like, oh my God, why not? And the reason why I'm asking him that is because that what I just showed you, these steps, what I just showed you, if you don't, that means the people that he put on his email list might need to refresh. So my strategy for him to refresh that was to add a low ticket offer to the front. So the type of buyer, their mind is already wired to invest in themselves to go to the next level. And that is just so important, because when you are growing your business, lead generation is one of the most important. Let me bring this up. Lead generation is one of the most important step in your business when you're trying to grow your business. Um, the reason why lead generation is so important because it keeps the flow of everything going. It's like a big flow. Let me give you another example of this. Ooh, okay. So here's my example of lead generation flow. So leads are coming in, and each stages of where they come in, because this is a funnel. You've seen it before. It's nothing new. But we're going to call each of these areas or columns stages. I just want you to get a picture because I'm a visual learner as well. So as your leads come in, we're going to consider these blue strokes as leads. When these leads come in, new buyers entering your world, you have some type of messaging that is attracting that buyer to bring them into your world. And once these buyers come into your world, what happened is they're no longer new buyers. They're no longer new, right? And as these buyers come in, they move down into another level. They move that, so they come into the world. Now they're in stage one of whatever the thing that brought them in. So stage one, let's say you have a low ticket offer, a self liquidated offer that's coming in. This is your SLO offer that's coming in. That's how they got in there. Right? You have some type of low ticket offer. So now that they come into your world, they're no longer new buyers. So now they're warm, right? So now stage one, you have your warm buyers. And they're checking out the thing that they bought from you on the front end. Now, as they come in, they already showed you what have we learned here? We have learned that they're willing to buy. We have learned that they're willing to invest in that problem that you say you solve. We have learned that they're serious about it, about solving the problem, right? So when they get into your ascension offer, if you have one, some people have ascension offer, some people don't. When they get into your ascension offer, I wanted to change the color of the ascension so we can keep it all together. When they get into your ascension offer, let's make this orange. This is now your ascension. So you may have another offer before they reach your main offer. So when they get into your ascension offer, they're more warmed up with you. So they're even warm to hot. They're even warm to hot. And then by the next time, one or two, make it down to your core offer, right? And this is where they're super hot. So we just do red because they're hot. Hot. And there's some people who don't have an ascension offer, but that's okay. But this is like your main, they're hot. And this is like your main offer. Right? So the different stages are so important because your goal every day is to feed this funnel. Your job on the front end every day is just to feed the funnel inside. It's not to sell this offer. It is not to sell that offer. But it's not to sell your major offer. It's just to keep feeding this funnel right here. Have enough people going to your website seeing that offer over and over and over again. That's the end goal. As long as you keep this funnel filled, there will always be people coming into this space. And so why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because lead generation will be the make or break of your business. You have to learn lead generation. If you just throw out everything that is not working in your business right now and you just focus on what is the thing, what is the activity that get me in front of new people every single day? What is that activity that is going to help me generate leads? When I focus more on lead generation and get rid of everything else that is not lead generation in my business, of course, because the leads are coming in, They're going naturally because the funnel itself, this whole thing right here, you can automate this whole thing. All of this can be automated. You can automate this whole thing. So your job, you wake up to, which is my job every day, right here. This is where I spend my time, right there. And that's where you need to spend most of your time because the rest of the stuff can be automated. I don't want to say set it and forget it because people get the wrong terminology with that because I'm very hands-on in talking to people, texting them, replying back to emails. People self-select when they come to my world. They self-select themselves. So, but I'm very high, super hands-on when it comes to the lead generation system. So your job as a CEO is to be playing in this field. It is to get them to come into the front end to fill in your funnel. To fill. So if you're saying, "Oh my God, there's nobody taking my offer," well, the idea at the beginning is not even to think about the offer. The idea at the beginning is to get people to come in. Now, don't get me wrong, your offer is a byproduct of why they're getting in there, but it's not the full reason. So if I can challenge you before I hop off, is to really to take a look at what you're currently doing and ask yourself, what can I get rid of that is distracting me from new buyers seeing me every day? And I want you to comment below right now if you're going to take that challenge, as in, I'm going to focus on every time I wake up, I'm going to focus on lead generation. Because if you focus on lead generation, and just so slowly that everything else will work itself out in your business. See you on the next video.